Manchester United have just beaten Fulham 1-0 away from home with a goal from Bruno Fernandes in the final minutes of the game. We are going to give you our reaction. It was a poor game, let's be honest, but we have won. But before we jump into that, please do smash a like on the video, everybody. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, if you are new. Now, what can I say? Overall, it wasn't particularly enjoyable, was it? Let's be honest. It wasn't. It wasn't an enjoyable watch, but Manchester United have got the 3 points. Very, very lucky. I would say, though, that goal in the first half that was disallowed, I mean, VAR is literally sucking the life out of football. Like, how many times do we see goals like that given? Man City a couple of weeks ago, Akanji was literally in an offside position, blocking the goalkeeper's sight, and they gave a goal. Last week at Old Trafford, Rasmus Højlund pretty much puts one finger on Rodri and they give a penalty. I have no issue with VAR if it's consistent, but if they every single time it's wrong, I think what's happened here, right, is ever since that Wolves game, the first game of the season, when it definitely should have been a penalty for Wolves, you know, when Onana pretty much punched him in the face at the very end of the game and they didn't give the penalty. I think ever since then, the VAR has been against us. You've had the Tottenham decision where Romero handballed it. You had the Garnacho Arsenal offside, which literally looked like he was on the line, you know, and usually they give that as the benefit of the doubt. You had the one today, which I've never seen be given before. You had the penalty last week against Rodri, which, let's be honest, was absolutely pathetic. And I think it's happening time after time after time. It's happening over and over again, and it's so frustrating, you know. And it just sucks the life out of football. It really, really does, because you celebrate. I literally celebrated that McTominay goal. I was so happy. And then literally it takes 5 minutes later, right? And it's taken away from you. Even when Bruno scored that goal, I was literally going crazy in my bedroom. I was going absolutely mad. And then I thought, oh, are they going to flag it for somebody breathing on somebody in a way that they didn't like 5 minutes earlier? Like, it's so frustrating now. It is, and it's just sucking the life out of football. But we have got the 3 points. That is obviously the most important thing here. But as people are saying in the chat, it was a horrible game to watch. It was terrible. The quality was awful. And I'll say this, right? And I'll say this with no issue whatsoever. We have found our level. I've said this for the last couple of months, right? This is our level now. Going against Fulham, who are currently sat 14th in the Premier League, right? That is our level. Those are the games where it's a tight game and we could maybe win. Imagine if that side that started the game today was away at Liverpool. We would have got absolutely slaughtered. I think it would have been just as bad as the 7-0. You know, when you've got people like Johnny Evans, I mean, Christian Eriksen, like, he was poor. McTominay, poor. Anthony, absolutely terrible. Bruno Fernandes, I think, was pretty awful until he got the goal. Gave away the ball so many times. Garnacho, I would say, was probably our best player. You know, he looked like the only exciting one. Rasmus Højlund's completely pointless even having in the team. We're not giving him any chances. It's completely pointless even having a striker. You may as well have another midfielder there, I would say. I would probably genuinely rather have a midfielder in Højlund's position who can come back and defend than have Højlund, because nobody gives him the ball. Nobody creates any chances for him. It's literally pointless even having him on the pitch. And that's not me saying I don't like Rasmus Højlund. I like him. I think he's good, but it's pointless. Dalot, I think, was okay today. Wan-Bissaka, I think, was okay today. Maguire, I think, was okay today as well. And fair play to Maguire. He clearly had some sort of concussion throughout that whole match, and he managed to carry on fighting. Onana, I thought, was really, really good today. I think Onana made some massive saves. So I think Onana definitely deserves some credit. He made some really, really big saves. And you know what? If I'm a Fulham fan, I would be thinking that I just got robbed, to be honest, because I think Fulham were the better side. I'll say that. I don't care. Yes, that first goal was the McTominay goal. I think that should have stood. So arguably it should have been 2-0. But I think Fulham had more chances. I'm just getting the stats up on my phone here. So Fulham had... so XG for the game, Fulham 1 XG, Man United 0.73. They had 18 shots, Fulham, but only 2 shots on target. We had 12 shots and 5 shots on target with 55% of the possession. I think a draw would have been fair for that game. And I think even if I was going to have to pick one team, I would have probably said that Fulham deserved to win that match, to be completely honest with you. But we won. Sometimes football's cruel. We got the goal. Bruno Fernandes saves the day. I honestly think that Bruno Fernandes has just kept Erik ten Hag in a job, because I think we'll probably lose against Copenhagen on Tuesday night, because Copenhagen are a much more difficult side, as we saw at Old Trafford, than Fulham are. Fulham are poor. They're towards the bottom of the table. Copenhagen, this will be their biggest game of probably most of those players' careers. And I think that's going to be a very, very difficult match. So I'm absolutely buzzing that we won because you know what? You know I'm 100% Erik ten Hag in. You know that I think he's the right man for the job. And I said this to you many, many times before, right? Looking at that team that started today, I genuinely wouldn't be that bothered if pretty much every single one of them didn't play for Manchester United next season. You know, Onana, I'll give the benefit of the doubt because he's, you know, new. Diego Dallo, I think he did okay today, but I still don't think he's good enough, to be honest. Johnny Evans, clearly, like, we shouldn't have a 35-year-old as our centre-back. Harry Maguire, you know, fair play to him. He's tried his best since he's come back, but still, he's not what Erik ten Hag needs. Wan-Bissaka I like. I think we'd definitely keep. McTominay and Eriksen definitely can go. Garnacho, definitely one for the future. Bruno, I would keep. Anthony, I would get rid of in a heartbeat. And Højlund, I would keep, even though I do think having a striker at the moment is pointless. But, you know, looking at that squad today, let's see what people are saying in the chat. Everybody smash a like on the video, by the way, and please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Godson says, if we carry on playing like this, we won't even make 10th position. Yeah, I hear you. So Hendrik says Ten Hag should go. Ten Hag's not going to be sacked after winning 1-0. He's not. I would be absolutely shocked if they sacked him now. Why would they? And I don't think he should be sacked. And you know that's my opinion. Your opinion might be different. Fred says, got the result with a woeful performance, not good enough. Yeah, absolutely awful. And you know what? As a you know, a football fan, I cannot wait to watch Arsenal Newcastle later on today, because that will be a proper game of football with two proper teams. That was awful. It was a terrible watch. It really, really was terrible. Obviously, it kind of patches over the cracks a little bit just because we didn't lose. Obviously, if we were sat here and we just lost, it would be like absolute disgrace, all the rest of it. Like I was watching it just like, this is absolutely awful. Like, why am I watching this? There's absolutely no enjoyment I'm getting from this. But, you know, sometimes it's like that in football. Maybe not if you're a Man City fan, but if you're a Manchester United fan, it seems to happen far too often for me. We are up to 6th place in the table now, which is okay, isn't it? Obviously, Newcastle play Arsenal, so if Newcastle were to lose to Arsenal, Brighton are away at Everton. Maybe Everton get a result. West Ham are away at Brentford. We could end the weekend in 6th place, which isn't terrible, really, is it? I think that is our level. I think somewhere between 4th and 6th would be an achievement this season. That would be Europa Conference League, wouldn't it? Football at the moment. We are, as it stands, we're 5 points off the top 4. Who did Liverpool play this weekend? I think Liverpool play tomorrow, don't they? Liverpool are away at Luton, so we can imagine that Liverpool will beat Luton. But yeah, we're about 4 or 5. Well, we're 5 points off top 4 as it stands. But obviously there's quite a few other teams who have games in hands and all the rest of it. So hopefully the results go our way this weekend. Hopefully we get a bit more luck, because yeah, that was it was not good, was it? Loads of people in the chat saying about Anthony for 100 million and Mount for 55. Mount was terrible when he came on, absolutely woeful. Anthony, absolutely awful, terrible. One of the worst performances I've ever seen of Anthony. Awful. I don't even know what else to say. Somebody says Pellistri played way better than Anthony. Yeah, I would agree, actually. I think Pellistri came on and did actually quite well. Martial didn't really do anything, but what do you expect? Who else came on? Mason Mount was completely pointless even bringing him on. But fair play to Pellistri. He came onto the pitch. He gave something. He looked like he cared. I was a little bit disappointed that we didn't see Kobe Mainoo. A bit confused as to why Rafael Varane didn't start, but you know, fair play to Harry Maguire. He did do a good job today, so I'm not going to criticise Harry Maguire, because I think Harry Maguire did actually perform quite well today. Obviously, he had some sort of concussion earlier on in the half and still managed to keep playing. So you've got to give these players credit where they're due. I still don't think he's good enough for Manchester United, but I still, you know, will be honest and say Maguire played okay today. Johnny Evans played okay today. I don't want them here next season, but you know, fair play to them on doing their job in the match today. Mila says Bruno lost the possession so many times. Yes, he did. Godson says Arteta's second season was terrible, but after that season, he has been extremely good. Let's back Ten Hag. I agree with you. I do. I really, really do agree with you. I think that sacking Ten Hag is a pointless conversation and a pointless thing to want to happen, because there's nobody out there who's going to make us any better. Look at that team that started today. Like, genuinely, if you look through the spine of our team, I would rather have Paulinho than McTominay or Eriksen. I would probably rather have Willian than Anthony, genuinely. I would have rather had that Wilson guy than Anthony. He looked quite good. Like, I would have probably rather had 3 or 4 of Fulham's starting players than 3 or 4 of our starting players today. And that says something. Fulham are 14th in the Premier League. Fulham are a team that usually get relegated. And I'm here saying that I would rather have 3 or 4 of Fulham's starting 11 than the starting 11 we had, and we're all going to sit here and criticise Erik ten Hag. I just think that I just don't think it's very fair. It's not like he's got this world-class team, and when you actually look at the squad that's out there today, right, of players he signed, the only players in that squad that he signed today: Onana, Christian Eriksen for free as a free agent, which nobody else wanted. So it wasn't like he got loads of money on Frenkie de Jong or some other player. He got Christian Eriksen on a free. He got Antony, which was obviously a massive mistake. I won't try and sugarcoat that. And Rasmus Højlund. So out of an 11-player team, only 4 of them were his signings. One of them was a free agent. Rasmus Højlund, let's be honest, is completely pointless even having in the team because nobody gives the ball to him. And then you've also got Antony, who I 100% will criticise at every opportunity. He is terrible. And I would genuinely would not be bothered if I never saw him play for Manchester United again. But I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. I will be back live at 6 p.m. UK time. Please do smash a like on the video, everybody. Please do subscribe to the channel. And also, please let me know your thoughts of the game. Let me know in the comments section. Do you think this could be the rebound for Manchester United, or do you think Manchester United have just found their level? For me, we've just found our level. Playing mid-table teams to bottom of the table teams, those are the games where we can expect to maybe get some sort of a result, a draw or a win, and not leak loads of goals. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me. I hope you have a good rest of your day. This has been Daily Red Devil. Please like, please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and I'll speak to you all later.